we didn't get the email are on, sir.
Okay, go ahead and turn your mic on. Mary, Stan, very good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring our Economic Development Committee meeting to order for August 15th, 2024. And we're just going to go off the agenda. I don't think we have anybody online at this point.
We have no one online.
It's just the three
Just
of us, the
us.
three amigos plus Steve. All right. So going to the agenda here, I'm just going to go straight to the icebreaker. So the question and the icebreaker this time around is, what is the first thing you would do to kickstart economic development in Monroe?
Excuse me.
No pressure.
My mind's on the library for some reason.
Yeah,
Put
don't
big
blame me.
flashing lights on it. No. Slow down.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, getting a community pride type of thing. Well, I don't know if pride's the right word, but
Appreciation.
yeah, getting like volunteer work groups to clean up things,
Okay.
because
Mhm.
you have to make it look inviting for people to come here.
I agree.
So I'll put it that way. I mean, the process to make it look inviting is up to debate, but we need to make the city inviting for our economic development.
Okay. Stan?
Sign the agreement with Leslie so we can get the plan together, so we can launch something.
Okay.
Oh, we haven't done that.
Or Leslie or somebody else, but get the package rolling. We have lots of data.
Okay.
But
Okay.
cleaning up the city per se doesn't really kickstart the.
Well, what I mean is,
ED.
it's not necessarily clean up the city, but what I meant is make it inviting, things that are, if I was somebody coming in and I saw that stuff on the north side of town.
Mhm.
you
But
kind
yet
of-
our whole town's kind of like that. We have the same issues on the south side of town. and
Right,
On the west side of town,
we do.
except for Red Hills. That's the only
But
clean looking
the
neighborhood we
reality-
have.
The reality I have heard in the past is until we get ordinances, that type of thing isn't there to kickstart ED.
Well,
No-
that's
no
the
pun
whole,
intended.
that's the whole part about getting make it inviting, is we have to have the legal infrastructure to allow it to.
Well, and if you have a, community cleanup, maybe you get some participation and buy-in, and maybe,
Well,
that might,
kind of stuff.
help a little bit. May not just, maybe that'll spill over into, I don't know, events or something,
I'm just looking at baby steps that we can do somewhere.
Yeah, I'm a strong proponent of that cleanup that you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
I know.
I continue to come back to
We need to put teeth
the
in it.
roadblock, which is the city coming up with the ordinances.
We have the ordinances. We don't have the money for abatement. If the council wishes to give me money to abate the slums we have, be happy to do that. But in some cases, I'm going to put a lien on their homes. We're going to have to do something with the liens, which means I'm gentrifying the town. That's exactly what I'll end up doing.
Yeah.
But you still have.
The north end of town will not be able to afford there. He's out.
but
Mr.
you-
Abersart,
you-
he's gone.
You still have to have a plan that we can roll
Right.
out.
I
that
can do,
says-
Stan, I can do it right now. I can do
No,
it
no.
tomorrow. In 10 days, that stuff's gone. But the way it's going to be gone is I have to go spend how many thousands of dollars I don't have to remove it. Because the laws are on the books. I have to enforce it. I can do it tomorrow. But I have to have the money on the books, and we don't.
I'm not
Right.
disputing what you're saying. Apparently, some things have changed since the last time you and I chatted about the ordinances, because that was one of the things I thought I understood, that the judge and the cops won't go do it because just writing
The cops
citations.
don't have anything to do with it. in this particular instance. It is up to the city to deal with nuisance ordinances and those kind of things. The cops will not write citations for that. It's up to the city to enforce those particular ordinances.
Okay.
Our
then
cops
I'm-
will deal with parking, they'll deal with traffic issues, they'll come here and deal with domestic disputes and all those kind of things. But in terms of weeds, all that, it is completely 100% up to me.
They stay out of the civil stuff.
They stay on the civil stuff, and that's what their agreement says
Okay,
they
then
would
I-
be doing.
apparently I misunderstood prior conversations.
Yeah, so, okay, that's
But
fine, but
We're
that's
still
it.
back, we're still back to the other piece, which is we have all the bits and pieces of an economic development plan. But it's bits and pieces, and we've talked numerous times about packaging it and getting it solidified.
Mhm.
So then we can start marketing it. And part of that marketing is rolling out clear and concise terms and language that tell folks that have junkyards, part of the economic development is cleaning up the junkyards.
Yeah.
Now, they can do that on their own, or we can help them do that through legal actions.
Because I think we do have an ordinance that you're not supposed to be, can't have a vehicle with parts all over the place, tore apart. I've seen that in a couple of the neighborhoods around here.
Sure.
I mean, I have a couple of vehicles I need to get rid of, but I don't have them out in the open and I don't have them tore apart.
Doesn't matter though, if you don't, even if they're not out in the open. I mean, it's like.
No, but they're not tore apart. They
It's
look
like
like
Mr.
regular.
Thayer, if they're not moving all that, then it's considered a junk vehicle and I have to go after you. So
Oh.
once I go after Mr. Abersart, I go after everyone.
Right.
I have no choice.
Well, I do have an order.
Even hand and be consistent.
Have to be. And
Yeah.
as I say, I've got, like I said, I've got,
If it's not operable,
Yeah,
I've got,
it's,
it's,
it's
yeah,
a,
I get it.
and if we're going to go after SBCE and I've got, we're going to have to get a legal injunction against Mr. Terrell
Wow.
and to enforce that.
oh, wow.
I mean, these enforcement activities cost the city a huge amount of money. And so, I mean,
Mhm.
if there's no economic
Right.
things and we don't wish to raise taxes and we all want to remain a small town, then those are the trade-offs that we have.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen those trade-offs unfortunately cost more than they are
Well,
worth.
for sure they do. I'm not debating that. I think
Yeah.
that they absolutely do. But at some point,
Mhm.
that's what we have to do. No amount of, I think plans are great. I really do, because we need to codify what we want to do. And if you
Right.
don't have something to say, how are we going to move forward? You're not going to.
Yeah.
To Stan's point.
Agreed. Yeah.
On the same token, if we
Mhm.
don't have the resources to back up what we say, I mean, this is like getting it back into the beautification days back in the 2018,
Right.
2019 timeframe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Part of the plan is to identify what funds are required to move it all forward. And where might those funds come from? And whether that's going around, as we've talked at various meetings, to entrepreneurs, not so much entrepreneurs, but city business people. And saying, is this the way your establishment sees its future
right.
in a junkyard? Or do you want to help support? And I don't know what that means, but
Mhm.
business people coming together and saying they're going to support, if we need $10,000 to clean up some of these yards, it's 10 grand.
And
Let's do $1,000 a piece and 10 of us get together and hand Steve the money.
Yeah,
so you asked me Oregon Main Street. That concept, the Oregon Main Street folks
Mhm.
do exactly what you're saying. They get together, they help the cities understand because they're business owners.
Mhm.
They understand, they say, this is what's good for the city. This is what's good for me. Because if I have a clean,
Right.
inviting Main Street with parking and all the things we've
Right.
talked about
Yeah.
that have been identified,
Mhm.
then that's going to attract more people to stop,
Mhm.
get 10% of that ADT off the road and into my establishment, and I'm going to make a lot of money. And all I have to do is hand over a little bit of this or organize a little bit of time and get some folks together
Mhm.
and make it work.
Right.
that brings up a question. How come we don't have more business people in here.
You know, I do have them. I have invited them and they periodically do show up.
I mean,
Todd.
Stan's fantastic. I mean, you
Yeah.
can count on Stan.
Todd Nystrom is part of the committee and so is Eliza Mason. And I'm trying to think, there's probably at least one.
Is Misty part of it or she wanted to?
Misty doesn't want to be part of this,
Yeah.
which is really surprising to me.
I wonder if Brady would.
There's a piece of this puzzle that, speaking as a local business person, I'm here because I don't complain unless I'm willing to get involved.
And that's a good thing.
And that's just fundamentally me. But I can also see the other side of it is, and this is not meant against anybody in here,
Mhm.
but I've lived here 24 years. And I've seen the circle of events just keep going the same way.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We plan, we don't execute. We
Right.
do, we plan, we don't execute.
Yep.
And every time council changes, mayor changes,
Mhm.
you start all over again.
And it's
So-
because the city, as an example, things were going along swimmingly where seemed to be money going around until the emperor wore, someone pointed in the audience, and that was the new administration. The emperor wears no clothes. The water plant hasn't been taken care of.
Right.
The wastewater system has not been taken care of. Money that should have been going to that was basically being moved elsewhere.
Right.
Mhm.
And as a result,
Mhm.
when finally the chickens came home to roost, when the new administration came in, it wasn't because people reprioritized things necessarily. It was because all of a sudden, the city recognized that it had no money, it had not raised taxes, it had not done the things it needed to do,
Right.
and we were behind the eight ball. Because people, some of it was being hidden. I'll just be blunt.
Yeah,
So you see
I'll
what
be
I'm saying?
very,
It's not that it's to point, because I've heard Stan, you say this before, and I don't think it's because Dan and his group changed priorities. It's just all of a sudden they got dumped on 20 years worth of things that no one knew about.
They got the real information.
let's
Unfortunately, yeah.
let's put it in perspective. Prior to the current council and the last year before that, the last round of councilors and mayor, it was a cluster. And you know the next word.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It was a good old boys club. And it was, if
Yes,
you
it
came
was.
to me and wanted something, I'll move a little here and I'll move a little there. And we paid dearly
Yeah,
between
I mentioned that.
lawsuits and
We did.
moving money to the wrong places.
Yeah.
It was a boys club.
Mhm. It was.
Now, we have moved out of that,
Mhm.
but we haven't, and these are my opinions. I don't see, I see a company going broke
Mhm.
Mhm.
because it cannot bring itself to implement
Mhm.
prior to the current leadership. And the current leadership is hamstrung because of all the things that were hidden that they're
Yeah.
trying to deal with.
And,
Right.
and we're not talking about just 24 years. We're talking about 40 years.
Probably the entire life of
Yeah, well, it could
Monroe,
be, but you know, when I,
prior to Highway 5.
when I
Mhm.
showed up here in 96, that's one of the first reasons I was on the council was I was trying to break up the good old boy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you were.
And I would say stuff and people would look at me and I'm going like, you can't refute my logic.
And there were times when I was there that you were the lone person
You were the only one
speaking
with logic.
any kind of reason
Reason
against
or
the
logic.
rest.
Yeah. It was nuts. It was
Yeah.
very frustrating. And the only reason I kept going at it is I was hoping to break the bricks, so to speak, and get through
Right.
it. But
It's only taking you 25 or 30 years to get to
No.
the point where you can actually see something might happen.
well, and I think I had a little bit of a power again, because when my house was put in it, I had it facing 6th Street. And the city administration, the good old boys, didn't want that because they wanted to develop the lot behind me and my house would have been too close to that lot line.
Yep.
They convinced Corvallis to retract my approval and made me change my house plan.
Yep.
Facing private property as my street. And not only that, it cost me $5,000 to change my floor plan, $3,000 to put in a new power pole.
Yeah.
And, that's why it's kind of upsetting that we're gonna put Sixth Street in now. It's 11 feet from my house. Yeah, but just the same,
Yeah,
that, they put me on the finance committee, the budget committee,
Mhm.
probably to quiet me up. And I think it just opened up more.
Right.
But
my wife and I have spent over 20 grand trying to protect our house from various approaches to the brickyard.
yeah,
And that's legal fees and promises from the city management that again went absolutely nowhere except lots of words. A lawyer that told the city that they really had some problems. And my land use attorneys who told the lawyer and the city that they really had some problems. And they managed to sweep it under the rug. They even did a change to the growth boundary.
Oh, yeah.
And I still, short of
Mhm.
calling my attorneys again, am convinced it was not done right.
probably not.
But be that as it may, back to the to the icebreaker, I think it truly is getting the business people here,
Mhm.
not at these meetings. I shouldn't say I don't have time. They're not going to make time to come to meetings that
Right.
just go in circles.
Right. No, I
Oh,
And
understand.
no,
I've met
yeah.
with Strodas, I've met with the Garakis, I've met with
Mhm.
numerous, Todd Nystrom,
Mhm.
and we've had some of the discussions.
Mhm.
And it's keeps coming back. You get away from some of the bureaucracy
Mhm.
and it's like, why should I bother?
Yeah, because nothing
Right.
gets done.
Nothing
Right.
gets done.
Sure.
We do a lot of good things,
Mhm.
but it never goes anywhere. And I'm not going to put money in if all it's going to do is pay good old boys.
Right.
So somehow we've got to break that chain, which
Mhm.
Dan and I have chatted about it a few times, and it's really getting a couple of folks sitting down with business people
Mhm.
and creating a movement.
Yeah, because you'll see the good old boys are still here. Like if you see any of the comments on
Oh, yeah.
whatever the social media, it's like, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, anytime that the council has ever tried to do something good, and I think 25 miles an hour on 99 was a start, because that helps slow down the traffic and more exposure for the businesses.
Mhm.
Plus it's safer. People are screaming and hollering about that.
Yeah.
How many of the people screaming and hollering? I totally get you and
Yeah.
I agree with you. How many of the Nystroms are doing that? How
No,
many?
it's not
of-
them.
No,
It's none of the business people.
Right. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying
Right.
you've got to get the business people.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying though is that it's visible to those people
Mhm.
that there's still this,
Most of them
Yeah.
avoid listening and looking.
I do, but my wife doesn't.
And that's a good question. Are we going to let the social media drive what the city does?
I say no.
Ah.
To find a way to break that chain.
I'm breathing.
Social media is so ingrained in this country and will be, you're not going to break it. An add-on thing to that is what is, and we've discussed this before, what is the real role of the city of Monroe, the city administration and economic development in this town? I will tell you one thing, you really do need to be a city manager from a government.
Yes, we've talked about that.
We have, but
we
you,
need-
no
we-
one,
we
but you
need
guys
to-
haven't done anything about
I know,
it.
we need to switch it,
You have to.
but it's a charter issue, correct?
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
go to the voters.
We have to go to the voters on that.
Oh, wow.
What's wrong with that? Well, I mean,
we
why
too
haven't,
late?
I mean, I brought this up 3 years ago. Why
Are we too
hasn't
late to
it been
get this on
done?
there now?
What's that?
Are we too late to
No.
get? Well, I know we can't make a decision, but I would say at the council meeting, let's ask for a vote to put that on the.
I mean, you can
ballot.
do it back May. And the reason why I say that is not anything for my purposes. The reason why I say that is because to Stan's point, that separates the city administration from the council.
True.
Because as
You're-
long as you have it right now, the council can make any decision it wants and it can go back to being good old boys in any election. And a city manager form of government, that's not going to happen easily.
You're 100% right. And I would add to that, you're starting to discuss root cause.
Yeah,
And the root cause has never been really looked at in depth
Mhm.
because the good old boys can bury it.
Yep, and have.
And
Up
social
until the last
media-
3 years.
Social media is an issue, but it's not the root cause.
No. No,
And a management system that has rules and regulations, like it or not. And it's not the good old boys that control it
Right.
is the first step in starting to solve.
and I think that that is the best solution. I mean, once you get that taken care of, then other things can start happening, because then the council actually in a lot of ways is free to do more things.
Mhm.
And it's free to make more decisions
Right.
with that. And the naysayers, the ones that are going to complain about everything,
Yeah.
I want we need to slow down. Well, why are we having to slow down? Yeah, I mean, you'll never
It's like,
get,
come on.
you'll never get everyone to agree on anything. And of course, the naysayers are going to want to naysay because they don't like,
They have nothing better to do.
they have nothing better to do, and they don't like
They don't like
X.
change.
Just fill in the
Right.
blank. They
Fill
don't
in,
like
yeah,
Yeah.
that or change.
or change. They don't want that.
The
Well, and-
manager is hired or fired.
Yep.
yeah.
A manager is hired or fired. The manager looks at the books and says, I need more money to do the things that we have on the books to do.
Mhm.
I'm putting in to raise taxes, approve or disapprove.
Exactly.
And it isn't the good old boys sitting on the table at the council that make that decision.
Right. They,
So-
they either approve it, they either go on the record and approve it or
Mhm.
don't approve it.
Right.
And the local community then starts voicing opinion to the council at council meetings. And I'll tell you, as a businessman, I'm gonna be in there with a very loud voice and money,
Mhm.
because I'm a business making money. I'm not one of the good old boys that grew up here
Mhm.
and I just have an opinion that says, screw you, son of a guns. I don't like what you're doing, so you can't do it.
Right.
Well, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah,
Let's see who's got the deeper pockets to go do this, because I'm gonna go talk to the people with money if it's smart for the city.
Mhm.
And that's where it needs to be, because the
That's
business,
exactly where it needs to
people of
be.
the town will go to the business people of the town.
Mhm.
They will form the Oregon Main Street. They'll be part of your BAM and start
Mhm.
growing it. They'll be the voices that will
Right.
be in City Hall.
Actually, they'll be behind a voice. They will not be
No,
the
and yeah, no,
voices.
very true, very true.
They'll be behind it and they will
Mhm.
swing the weight.
yeah, because as a city government, we can't necessarily push economic development as much as they can.
I can-
Absolutely.
Well, and it benefits
Yeah, all we-
them.
You know, all what we can do is make it,
You can
business-
listen to,
business friendly. so to
you
speak.
can listen to the business people
Mhm.
and help guide the direction, because you know the rules and regulations of the counties and the things that can be done, and help get grants that might be needed, like money to clean up the goddamn parking lots we got around here.
Mhm.
Or put a bridge
Junkyards.
across,
Or
Yeah.
do what?
put a bridge.
Put a
Yeah,
bridge
Put the
in.
footbridge. Those are things
help-
cities can
help
do.
Fix the water system, create a fairgrounds. I mean, that, the economic development part of it is me coming to, for the sake of discussion, Leslie, and saying, I'd like to see this as part of the plan.
Mhm.
Would you draft something up that fits in, and let's present it and see what we can do?
Yeah.
As in a role where she's assisting to help move
Mhm.
the EDC forward by putting all this stuff together. I'm back to, if we have some money, have we, I may be speaking out of turn. Is that moving forward, or is that,
It's moving forward. I've been reviewing and discussing.
so getting that going, that
Mhm.
is the icebreaker answer. Get that going.
You started with that.
I get winded.
No, but that's, no, that's okay. It's a good discussion. I
Me
think.
and Trump have something in common. I can do 2 hours on a 10
Just
second.
check the buildings around you, that's all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rooftops.
Even if they're slanted roofs. I'm sorry. Did I mean that?
Exceedingly steep roofs, like
Right.
flat.
Right.
Oh, my. Yeah,
Oh.
we can sometimes sit here and say that we have our issues, but there's bigger folks than us that have huge, bigger issues.
Oh, absolutely.
The rule is plan, do, check, act.
Yeah, if you don't measure it, you're never gonna know whether you're getting there or not.
You gotta plan it,
Mhm.
Right.
then execute the plan. Then check and see if it's working the way you thought it was going
Mhm.
to. And if it's not, fix it,
Yep.
change it.
Yeah.
Even if you change it and make it worse, you're still doing something positive. But until you start doing and checking and acting, all you're doing is planning for the plan.
I know in the past, most of the quote unquote economic development wishes, but they weren't coming from the businesses per se, but, oh, we got to pave all the streets type of thing, you know? And, you know, it wasn't really useful. You know, they're talking about paving the street up in residential areas and not taking care of the business area.
When you think about the businesses specifically, if you look at Benny's and if you look at the Long Branch and if you look at the Long Timber,
Mhm.
Silos now, the Christmas store,
Mhm.
the telephone company,
Mhm.
my company,
Mhm.
when you start talking to all of us about what we would like to see, it has nothing to do with the goddamn streets.
Yeah,
No, it never did.
no, that's what I'm saying. In the past, I remember there were council members and so forth trying to focus on that.
Right. Yeah, there was a time when
It's-
there's a big focus on that.
It
Yeah.
is a bit, and I'm going off the rails here, but it is a bit, how do we make the people feel better about the community versus how do we improve the community and put structure in? It doesn't have to grow another person. It doesn't have to grow another business. The festivals, the arts and crafts,
Mhm.
those few things could be bringing in people day and night without changing anything else. Now, I'm gonna go back and agree, it'd be nice to clean up the messes.
Right.
But as far as bringing more potential customers to the businesses that are here, we don't need to do anything with streets. We don't do anything with playgrounds. We don't particularly need, but I would want the bridge. Because that area on the other side makes a great place for festivals and activities, and being able to walk back and forth becomes a huge
Mhm.
plus.
Well, and to me, the number one,
Tell me if I'm wrong.
the number one.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's what everyone's has said. I mean, it also, and as a side, the particular design we have also accommodates water and sewer lines, and we have to
Wanna hear
upgrade our
about your
water. We have to
water.
upgrade our
I don't wanna
infrastructure.
hear
So there
about
you
your
go.
goddamn water and sewer.
It'll
but
get,
that-
they'll
that's
get
the-
the regulators off her back.
That's the number one benefit of that bridge is the water and sewer line.
Yeah.
Well, from the standpoint that you're looking at it,
Right.
yes.
Mhm.
From my standpoint as a businessman,
Mhm.
I don't need more water and sewer.
No,
No.
but we do
It'd be nice,
need capacity, and that's what those give us is capacity.
Right.
And not only that, we,
You put 100 new customers on my doorstep, I don't need to worry about your water and sewer. If you can put 100 new customers in the long timber, he might have a small concern about water and sewer.
Right. No,
But he's
I,
gonna be happier
Right.
and willing to share a little bit of his new 100 customers for your water and sewer.
no one cares about water and sewer except
The city manager.
for the city manager.
Now,
Yeah.
when are you gonna get your goddamn
Or-
act together?
Or when it breaks.
Or if it
And
breaks.
then everybody cares about it.
That's the thing I was thinking, is the pollution into
It
the long
doesn't,
con.
it doesn't affect the business owner until
Just-
you turn your water on and it doesn't work.
Just send them bottled water. Don't worry about the water.
Well, I mean, it's like we had that one pipe break over there on Ash. It's been a while ago now.
2
And
years.
it was, yeah,
2.5 years.
it drained the tank.
Well, yeah,
was
no, it does.
quickly.
And there's no doubt, but to your
The
point,
city manager
did,
problem.
did the long temper suffer?
No,
No, it didn't.
Did Benny suffer?
no,
Did anyone in town suffer?
no.
Did anyone even know? Only
Probably not.
one or two, Lonnie Carush, because he's redoing that home. That's, I mean, not Lonnie, but Terry.
Terry.
Terry stopped by. Everyone else just kind of looked at us like, "Ah,
It
they're
didn't-
they're
it-
playing in the gravel on a Sunday morning in January."
And it doesn't have significant impact on the Economic Development Committee.
No, it has nothing to do. However,
City manager problem, pay the guy,
However,
city manager to do a
from
better
an
job.
economic development viewpoint, one of the things we do have to make sure we do, because businesses have asked me, and I have a person asking me right now, as a matter of fact. We hear that you have water and sewer problems. Can you please elaborate?
Oh,
So I need to tell them what our plans are, what we're
Right.
doing,
right.
and why we're doing it. Once I explain to them that we have a plan, we have things in line, and this is what we're doing.
We even have some money.
And here's what
too.
you're paying to do that.
Yeah.
They don't mind paying the money. And you know that. They want to know that we understand it, we know about it, and we're taking proactive measures
We
to
know about
ensure
it.
that if they locate here, they will never have to think about it.
Yeah,
Mhm,
when you start down that path of bringing new business in, all they care about is, are the resources there? And is the
Mhm.
potential for business there?
Mhm.
And if my potential for business, which is my case, has nothing to do with this city, nobody's gonna hire me that lives in the city. I mean, unless you start putting manufacturing here
Mhm.
or operations that need international supply chain or international quality systems, and they're not in Monroe.
Right.
No, but there's the potential there, but I mean, I've seen small international companies before, but
You know, they don't pay my fees and they don't generally want to see me.
yeah,
Again, but Steve's right. I tried to bring a major company in here before. Out of Silicon Valley, looking for a new home, looking for all the right things, willing to invest about 15 to $20 million in putting buildings up, employing people.
Mhm.
And two things, Frank Thayer was the mayor at that time.
I don't know what happened then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two things was he couldn't comprehend what needed to be presented. As you said, here's where we're at, here's where we're going, here's how we intend to get there. That was one piece. And the other piece was they drove through and said, why did you invite us up here? I mean, they flew up from Silicon Valley. They were happy that they could come business casual.
Yeah,
And then they were pissed at me when they drove through town. And this was back 2005-ish, 6, 7-ish.
that's kind of that image thing.
Yeah.
They were talking about businesses that had high value inventory that needed at that time food service. And we didn't have it here really.
Mhm.
We had a little bit. And although the social media screamed, we need jobs, we have people, we need jobs. when they did a little research, nobody applied out of Monroe. The company went to Eugene and still down there, still making millions and still enjoying life.
Yeah.
And they talk to me once in a while now.
Once in a while.
All right,
Anyway.
I'm gonna pull us back. And we're gonna jump down to section 3. Couple things. Stan, I know I got your name on it.
Yeah.
I can speak to it and if
Go
you want
ahead.
to.
By all means.
So 3.1, we mentioned, I think you and I talked about briefly, but we need to go ahead and update that flyer, the brochure, the business directory and the map in it for
Okay.
our businesses. Need to do that. Someone else, I think it might have been Misty Croson, had mentioned something in a meeting about maybe doing like a map with the wineries on it and include that as well.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah,
something,
she wants to get her business going and
right,
for all the winery tours and
right.
all that.
Because she says she has a lot of folks that come in after they've done the wine tour and they're very happy people.
Very happy and they want a place to stay
Yep.
overnight.
Yeah, and they want to spend money.
They want to spend money
Yep.
and buy
so-
Christmas things.
Yep. So we'll work on that. 3.2, I think we kind of already touched on this. I do agree that we talked about this probably about this time last year. Unfortunately, things happened. Priorities kind of got changed around a bit, but we definitely need to sit down with the local businesses, the business owners specifically, and see where they're at.
I would take us back one small step and say, we need to polish the plan,
Okay.
the EDC plan to where we
It's
can talk,
presentable, yeah.
be able to
Okay.
talk with it and to it.
Okay.
And I wouldn't particularly schedule a meeting with all the business people as the first step.
Maybe talk to them individually.
One-on-ones.
Okay.
One-on-ones,
And with the
feel them
plan,
out. Hmm?
Mhm.
with the plan set.
With the plan, with a strategy.
If we don't have that and you talk to them, it's gonna be a waste of their time.
Right.
It's a waste of their time.
Okay.
And
Makes
then
sense.
one other aspect of the plan, there should be taxes put in there for business people. If their businesses are growing,
Hmm.
there should be some way of taxing it to help pay for city activities. Pay to add money to the coffers, business tax.
Taxes always go over so well.
I know, it's just, but if you look at like Eugene, what was
Mhm.
that? I can't remember what, it was a chip manufacturer that put in the thing back in the 90s. And
Oh,
they gave
yeah.
them like 10 years tax-free to bring them in,
Right,
and then they were closed in 3 years.
right.
Yeah. It's like,
It, that happens,
It
Yeah.
does.
but by having some tax,
Well, you gotta look at all the other tax that you would have got from that, right?
Mhm.
that's the key. I mean, you've got people driving through and the eateries are serving them.
Mm-hmm.
Wear and tear on the roads, law enforcement, and it goes on.
Mhm.
There's all the
And
peripheral income
There's all the-
revenue, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so part of that plan, part of that strategy, and part of the reason to do one-on-ones
Mhm.
is to say this stuff doesn't come free.
Right.
Right.
But if you want to help, if
Mhm.
you want the city to help you double your business, then be prepared to work with the city, to help supply the city the funds to make that happen.
So we'd have to, any incentives we give to businesses would probably have to be on a one-by-one basis, wouldn't you think? Or would you want to have a plan lined out for any kind of incentives, like a small tax break, like, 6 months, whatever?
Well, first we have to implement taxation,
Right.
and then we then we turn around and
And-
grandfather some in, we do things that help us get it started. But again, it comes back to the plan. And the only thing, putting a date out there to get all the business people together, I would caution, I would say, if you get 25 people in the same room, it's going to be hard to communicate
Right.
because everybody's going to have a different opinion.
Mhm.
And they're all going to have their stumbling blocks. Their has to, gots does, and wants does.
Mhm.
Start off one-on-ones.
Mhm.
here's where we're trying to go with it. Here's what the economic development work in the past has come up with. And then start having small meeting, one-on-one meetings with the business people, get them involved with helping to create the strategy.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna move on to section 4 and 4.1. So I was up in Dayton today and I went on a wine and eco tour at a winery up there. And it wasn't exactly what I thought it was gonna be.
So was your $30 well spent?
I had an interesting conversation afterwards with the mayors of McMinnville, Carlton, Dayton, Lincoln City. I feel like I'm missing somebody else, and then I was there
Well,
too.
it's worth $30 then.
Yeah, I thought it was a good conversation. They have in Dayton, FYI, they have a new mayor and the city manager is moving on.
Oh, she is, okay.
Yeah, but she's going to Monmouth is my understanding.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because we were dealing with her.
She actually is closer.
Yeah, to us
closer down,
now.
so yeah.
So I thought it was something else. It was still interesting, but I thought it was something else. So, oh well.
So was it all about wine or all about eco?
So it was more eco, which that's fine. So the mayor of McMinnville owns this winery, Remy Winery. So we were at that winery, and she was pitching the idea of a regional wastewater setup. And I was like, okay. So she would explain into it why we were at the winery eventually, how this all tied in. So her and a contractor that does concrete went down to California, and they take solid treated waste and they, for lack of a better term, they burn it down to carbon basically. And then they take the carbon and they use that for this new type of concrete that is carbon neutral. So she has been using concrete up there. She's got 5,000 feet of this carbon neutral concrete. And she was thinking about a regional way of solution, getting cities, counties, whatever together to do something with our solid waste.
Well, we happen to have a pit over here.
So I thought it was interesting. I thought,
I'd like to see the chemistry on how it was carbon neutral though. You had
Yeah.
to burn it.
I wonder if that, there's a company up in Philomath that makes basically building blocks out of straw and concrete. I
Oh,
wonder if that's
interesting.
carbon neutral.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
I know that OMI, which we had some exposure with, they used to sell that to people, what they call denatured solids
Okay.
from the waste plant. And the guy actually had a bust that they made. They could make everything. It was bricks, anything. I don't know if they fired it. I don't remember the
Yeah.
talking about fire. And this is, I'm talking about the 80s, late 80s and early 90s.
It's been a while ago now. Yeah.
And there was a place called Semwood. I don't know if you know Semwood over in
Yes, I
Albany.
do.
Mhm.
They made shakes out of concrete
Oh, okay.
with
well,
chips,
Our
fire
when
resistant.
I was 16 years old, I put 2,700 square feet of that on our
That's heavy.
12 pitch roof. I was lifting 6 at a time across a 12 pitch roof.
Wow.
I don't think I could climb up in the gutters on a 12 pitch roof at this point without feeling like I needed to hold on real carefully and go back down again. But I was climbing all over that, but we use some wood. That's what
Yeah.
we got it from.
Yeah, I mean, it's industries like that would have been nice to kind of get set up here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Then that's the only thing I could think of is, there's starting to be a demand for this carbon neutral concrete, especially up in Portland. So it's like, okay. So it's like, well, that's a business idea, but to get the equipment here to take that solid waste and
We have a brickyard. We just have to ship it.
I don't know if Stan and I want to do that to be next door to it.
It's the burning and the smell that
Right.
really started me thinking.
On an August day with the north wind blowing,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be
Oh,
affected.
that would be delightful, wouldn't it?
Oh, the mayor. Oh, sorry about that. And the rest of Monroe.
Right. It's like, woo.
Be like that
Yeah.
manure lagoon up there between Rick Rial and Highway 26 or whatever, going to
What
Salem.
about the other one north of Salem there, right on off I-5?
Oh, that's
burner there?
another, yes, that's another lovely
Wait,
smell.
it sounds like there's some money in it. It's just stinky.
Well, the thing is that biosolids, I don't know about, that is the next level. What we're doing here is to screen our stuff and turn it into, basically you compact it, turn it into
Right.
you do exactly what
sludge.
they're saying,
Right.
and you dry it out and
Yeah.
you ship it off or
Yeah.
reuse it.
Well, I would think Stan would prefer the shipping off. But I mean, it's
Stan and
just,
I both would.
it's just like
Just ship it to McMinn or Dayton or wherever they're
Yeah.
trying to put their.
when I worked at the mill, I mean, that's all we did we didn't make paper, we made pulp.
Mhm.
It pressed into fairly thick sheets and then we bundled them up and shipped them off and then.
That stinks too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It stinks like money. Even on bad days, we were making, about $1 million of profit a month.
Yeah.
Even when the
Sounds
company
about
was,
right.
Wow.
yeah, when we were going bankrupt, we were making $1 million a month
Wow.
at my location.
Say,
Have you ever heard of
Amazing.
Mead West Vaco?
West Vaco?
Well, Mead and West Vaco became Mead West Vaco.
Oh,
Mead
did-
paper
did-
products.
we were selling most of everything to Hardy.
Okay.
70% was to Hardy. And I don't know where the rest of it went, but Hardy,
I think Mead was in the same business actually, because
they had a paper mill in Salem, I thought. Or no,
they may have. I was a consultant for them in Atlanta, Georgia. And they had the same thing. They had a paper company. They had the full conglomerate, but they were making about $1 million a month in profit.
yeah, and that was on a bad year.
Yeah. But they were tied in with Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola and
Mhm.
the list goes on.
the wastewater thing, we've talked about like the regional water system. So it's like, well, why not have a wastewater one? So anyway.
I have a perfect place for it.
Was she,
Uh-huh.
was the meeting promoting or talking about how to use your waste or how to market your waste, or was it?
No,
more
it
how
wasn't
to
about, I don't think it
manufacture?
was about marketing. I think it was just, this was a mayor that owns a winery and she's taking the opportunity to pitch this idea about city regionally getting together and doing this process of, doing something with our solid waste instead of just sticking it in the lagoon and whatever with it,
Okay.
I think she was just,
Yeah, if you have solid waste, you have to send it to, you have to send it off to a
Yeah.
DEQ certified landfill.
right, which I'm sure costs
So
money.
it does, and the
Yeah.
only landfill we have at the moment that accepts that may not get expanded, in which case it
And we
goes.
are up a creek
Yeah,
without
it goes to East Oregon.
Yep, so fun times.
So
Oh, yeah, having
currently
some
we-
way of
Yeah.
turning it into something else is not a bad idea.
Yeah,
So currently we just store it.
Correct.
Yep.
we can make brick houses out of it.
Right now, we use our little microbes to dissolve it and
Yeah.
then send it back to the Long Tom River. But
Mhm.
I don't know, that this.
If they're gonna,
particular-
is the state gonna allow us to keep doing that?
Up until it stops working, yes,
Right.
which is about 1,200, about 900 citizens, somewhere between 900 and 1,200.
Okay, gotcha.
We-
There actually is a.
There is a
limit
limit to what we are allowed
be able to
to
put into
have,
the
yeah.
back of the
And it's
river.
based upon, it's based upon our reports.
to it.
And
Okay.
then,
we
that's
sent
the
to
there's
the
a cost of the
BODTSS.
microbes versus
Right.
getting rid of it. But I mean, I don't know what OMI did to denature it.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Good
if
question.
we could find out a way of, because that supposedly kills all the organics in it and makes it legal to use elsewhere.
Yeah.
Obviously burning it, but that's gonna be a high temperature kiln and,
Well, that's gonna take some serious electricity.
or natural gas, whatever they use.
Yeah, whatever they end up
Yeah.
using, but yeah.
But I would think that would be a good opportunity. I wouldn't call it economic development as much as cost savings for the city, you know? But it could help us with some of the other stuff.
Yeah, it was still interesting and I got to sample some wine too.
Although
So,
the wine tours, I know that the Coquille Valley between Coquille and Myrtle Point just had a wine tour.
Mhm.
And those cities are about 8 miles apart.
Mhm.
And
yeah,
I don't know, they probably did like we did for our festival, and they had some little bus going back and forth and taking
Right.
people around.
right, right.
Back in 2010, I joined up with a not-for-profit up in Philomath that was running I don't remember the details, but they were doing a passport thing on a
Right,
weekend.
right.
And you got this you donated, you got a passport.
Mhm.
You drove around, and Karen and I probably put about 50, 60 miles on the car. All the
Mhm.
wineries,
Right.
art, people that did
Mhm.
clay art,
Mhm.
pottery type stuff, glass blowing. I mean, it was a fun weekend.
Yeah.
And we drove all over the place, and then they all came together at a park, and it was in Philomath. It was a Philomath
Mhm.
park. And they had a barbecue. I mean, it wasn't a bunch of trucks. It was a barbecue. And then they had the auction with all kinds of stuff there that
Mhm.
we also spent money on.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Mhm.
it's the kind of thing that is economic development, and it
Mhm.
brings people, if the hub is here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's the type of thing, and that gets us back to the bridge, back to the park, back
Mhm.
to comings and goings within the city that
Right.
feed the businesses.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be a good one, because you could have them park over here and visit our businesses and then go over there for the
Yeah.
final
I would
festival.
I would definitely be down with something simple. So,
Yeah.
our
well,
festivals have gotten complex.
sure, but, I mean,
But it's it's not really a festival as much as it is a activity
Right.
that is centered in
Hmm.
Monroe.
Right.
so I mean, like we could incorporate Alpine and Bell Fountain if we're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
wine,
Yep, of
but
course.
yet the main event is right here.
Here in Monroe, yeah.
And the passport is a map.
Yeah.
And in order to win, I forget what it was, but in order to
Mm-hmm.
be able to be in the giveaway, you had to have all the stamps.
Oh, okay,
Right.
so it's almost like a
Mhm.
um oh crap, what am I thinking of?
Bingo.
Oh, what do they call those things? Scavenger hunt type of
Yeah.
Oh,
thing.
scavenger hunt,
You go
yeah,
around
that
and
too.
collect
Yeah.
things and
Similar,
Yeah,
similar
sure,
to that.
sure.
You get a
I mean,
stamp instead.
Yeah.
we came home with about 40 bottles of wine.
That
Yeah.
might be a good thing. If we
Yeah.
could get all of our wineries in the area,
Mhm.
and we'd probably have to supply a stamp that would, I don't know, you'd have to make sure the stamp,
They had their own.
they have their own.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was, again, it was a not-for-profit. I don't remember where the money actually went.
The wineries could do this.
The wineries love it
Yeah,
because
and they could plan it.
It brings people to their establishments,
Mhm.
and you put the locals on too.
Mhm. Oh, of course.
It don't necessarily have to be a winery. It could be the brewery.
We went to glass blowing, we went to basket weaving place, we went to pottery place, we went to
Mhm.
art, people that painted on various things, the woodcraft, two wood crafters. I mean, we went to a lot of different places.
Yeah, so you can incorporate a lot of people.
And then you get Steve's Hotel that is helpful.
We're gonna own it.
Yeah.
It was a 3-day,
Our new permitting
it
system.
started on
It was over a
Friday.
long weekend.
It started on a Friday
Mhm.
and ended, actually, I take that back. I think it was a week,
In the middle of the week?
all through a week,
Oh, entire week. Okay.
because it ended on Sunday,
Hmm.
but you had a week to go to all the places.
Oh, okay.
And they told you, they gave you a map to the places and they gave business hours.
Mhm.
So you went when you could.
I
Right.
like that idea, actually.
And I think it might have been over a 3-day weekend, actually,
Okay.
included in the week.
Well, next time I talk to the winery peeps, I can mention that to them. See what they think.
The winery peeps.
Yep. 4.2, Steve, you touched on this one a little bit. Are you still reviewing Leslie's proposal?
Yes.
Okay. You think maybe next month we might have something? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm hope, yes, not hope, yes. We
Okay,
will have something
cool.
next month.
Okay.
Is,
I know you're
let me
busy.
be a little more specific. Will we have something happening or have something to present to discuss?
I don't know that you can have something. I'll have to see what it is. You know, Chris did do a lot of work in there, but
Mhm.
I really do think it needs to have some review of what it is that, you know, like this evening's discussion. You
Mhm.
know, there's a lot that goes in economic development that needs people to make some decisions. And I think that one of the key things in the economic development plan is deciding, you know, is this an economic development plan for the city of Monroe? Or is this an economic development plan for the businesses within Monroe?
Mhm.
I make a distinction. Now, maybe there is no distinction, but I do make a distinction. I think the city of Monroe has a function as a government to do certain things and has certain responsibilities. But what is the role of the city, the government, the municipality in economic development within a town? See, in most towns, in a lot of towns, it's the Oregon Main Street that takes that.
right.
And they're not a city function. They have their own executive director.
Yeah, yeah.
They have their own, because they're a business associate, they're working with the businesses.
Mhm.
Now, the city can have certain things like we're doing with the short-term rentals, where we
Right.
come up with a system, a permitting, we have the
Mhm.
planning has been resolved, you know, we've codified it. We have taxes, lodging taxes established, we have permits, a fee for the permits, which is essentially a business tax. It's the beginnings of that. That's something the city can do. The city can certainly have business permits,
Yeah, Harrisburg does.
yeah, and charge people. Now, they don't charge a lot of money, and they don't promise a lot. What they say is this:
Mm.
A, we know who you are.
Mhm.
B, we're gonna include you in a regional
Right.
directory of
Mhm.
services, and
Right.
that's all they promise. They don't promise roads, streets, sewer, or anything else. They just simply
I
they
have
give you a
bus-
voice.
I have a business license to operate in Fremont, California. I pay, I think it's still $35 a year to say I have a legal business in
And
California.
that's all
And that's all I
Harrisburg
get is
That's
a
all
piece
you-
of
that-
paper
and
that
that-
says I have
Mhm.
filed and paid my $35.
dollars, and that's
Yeah.
all Harrisburg does too.
I mean, it's the KISS method. But let me go back. Why do we have to make it difficult? I thought the activity that we were talking about spending $5,000 on was to look at everything we have, put that into a plan, a strategy for going forward. It sounds like you're saying you need to do all that homework before you
No,
can.
I'm not doing any homework. I'm just asking the question.
Then
Mhm.
is she capable of doing?
I don't know. And
Okay,
that's what I'm gonna have to find out.
but that should be a few hours to figure out and sign an agreement with, as opposed to months of plan to plan to plan. I'm coming back at you being frustrated. It's been 3 months, 2 months at least. And rather than you taking it on, tell somebody what it needs to be, have them present that, and if it meets your expectations, sign the goddamn thing and get it moving. I'm sorry. it just, this is part of what, from a city perspective, I find so frustrating. And this is not just Monroe City. This is
Everything. Yeah.
all of them. And I'm not being fair because I know this isn't the only thing you need to do this year.
It's probably about 1%. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably less than that of the total things you're doing, but divide and conquer is my suggestion. Let somebody else put it together. You read it. If it makes sense
Okay,
between
so
you
here's what I'm
two.
gonna suggest. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna have anything to do with it. Not at all. I don't think that this is something that's in my wheelhouse, period, and the discussion. This is up to the mayor,
Mhm.
up to you, whoever the hell it is wants to deal with this, can deal with it. The city has a role in economic development. I don't think what you're suggesting is that role. It's up to you, Stan, up to mayor, up to you,
Mhm.
not up to me. My job is to run a city, not to provide economic development for people. Now, I know other towns, city managers do that, but they have a plethora of individuals that work behind them and allow them to do that. I don't have that time.
Okay, let me
No.
try and, let me
That
try
is,
and
no, sir.
use something.
No, sir.
If you-
Yes, I'm pissed off. It is not up to
for
the
what
city
it's-
administrator
what
in
it's-
this town.
What it was, my understanding is EDC was under the management of the city manager.
It's up to the,
That's
it's
why
up
the
to city
rare
council.
person
There's
was
no
in
city
here.
manager in this town. There's a city administrator that works for the council.
But you ran the rare program. You were, and that's where I
I
was coming
mentored
from.
the RARE program.
Don't get pissed at me at sharing my thoughts. I'm not accusing you of doing anything wrong.
To be doing that.
Well, I apologize. That was not what I was attempting to do. I was simply suggesting that you shouldn't have to carry the whole goddamn load. And I recognize if that's what's happening, if you're assuming that you have to manage it all, then somebody else should get involved to help you. But it shouldn't take several months to agree that there's somebody out there that can be that help. That's all I'm trying to say. And if you're doing like I do too often, trying to do everything for everybody, then it's shame on us, you and me, because I'm guilty of trying to control everything myself. And we'll leave it there. And I do apologize if you.
We'll leave it there. We'll have discussion afterwards, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down to if we have any planning updates, if we've got any new businesses in town that we've heard about. I know we've talked about, let's see here. I know last time we talked about the lady that was thinking about, I don't know if she was gonna rent.
I haven't heard anything back from her.
Okay,
I know several people. She's talked to several folks and
okay,
it's Rena that's.
right now, there we
yeah,
go.
It's the lease with Rena that
Right.
is the issue.
But yes, the complication
Yeah.
there, okay. I haven't heard anything from Brady Croson on the gas station or anything.
No,
like
I
that.
have not. I know that she's has come in and talked with us
Mhm.
on a few occasions and they're
Mhm.
trying to deal with things. That's as best as she.
They've got their hands full.
Yeah.
I know they do. So, no, I get that. Okay. Let's see, any other activities that you can think of?
I have folks that are talking to me about different developments, you know, for instance, the 12 acres over by Red Hills.
Right,
We've also looked at now rezoning. The planning commission has
Right.
looked at rezoning,
we
formally going through the process
mhm,
of rezoning commercial street in that area.
Right.
Taking the GR, you know, moving some lots into GRB, you
Right.
know, to compensate for that
Mhm.
really are GRB, but haven't been,
Right.
you know,
Haven't formally been
haven't
that.
been formally
Yeah.
put in that area, specifically the areas by your place,
Mhm.
where
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does,
Northwest Development, you know, that whole area, where
Right.
the manufactured homes are all, I mean, all of that is
Agreed.
GRB, but
Yeah.
they're in GRA areas, so it doesn't make sense to,
Right.
you know, keep going through conditional use permits when they should really be.
right, all those things are like postage stamps.
Yeah,
Is there anything going on with the Dundee property? Are they getting anywhere?
no, they are not.
He had it up for 1.7 last I saw.
Yeah, until such time as someone, you know, it's too bad. I mean, that is the center point of our town.
Yeah.
17 must be a number they like a lot because they sold the lot to Oaks for 170. It's just the 17 keeps popping up with that guy. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he must have decided that number 7 is lucky.
Yeah.
Well,
number,
and
I don't know.
that's for that's not the whole thing. It's
No.
just the one.
No, 1.7 is both north and south.
Oh, it is both.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
Okay.
that's where the truck guys are, plus where, who was that there? People that stole my check.
You talking about the Paulsons or are you talking
Yeah,
about Will?
Paulson's.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they took my mail, so.
And then at the same time, that area will be zoned commercial.
For that whole.
Right.
Yeah, that whole
Right.
strip, rather than this,
Yeah.
to take it out of industrial,
Mhm.
which it really isn't. It's part of our core.
Then we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it coming to planning commission.
Planning commission and all that to do
whole
It's
business.
light industrial, right, or not?
It currently is light industrial.
Light industrial.
And we gave a conditional use for them to utilize that one area,
Right.
but we're just simply say
It's
it's all commercial.
Let's just make it, yeah.
What is this building zoned as?
This year, this is in GRB,
Because I mean, it has a commercial kitchen in it.
but it's not, it's still in the GR. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Get,
And I guess my next question is, are the old railroad bed from Pine up, or the Pine, no, Kelly up,
Kelly up, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and
well, we'll have a path at some point.
gonna be, that's gonna be zone, that is currently in light industrial.
No, it is too, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's
which it shouldn't be, because it was never part of the city to begin with, but it was zoned, was the county property. But
Right,
we're
Certainly
gonna
railroad.
zone that public.
yeah, when I moved in here, the railroad owned it and actually still running trains clear up to Kelly.
yep,
But the one thing I did want to point out, and it's not really economic development, but the old screw conveyor casing that came out of Wilbur Ellis and went under the railroad track. So it
Oh,
goes
yeah.
out onto what we are already leasing as the railroad bed, right?
right.
I think a truck drove over it and broke one of the timbers. And so there's a space
Ah.
about this wide open.
No, it's been closed.
Okay, I haven't checked it for last couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been closed.
Okay, because there was kids playing around it. I had to go chase them away. I think I talked to you about it before.
Yeah, we closed. It's been closed.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Because
We're GRB.
I heard kids
Okay.
playing over there
So
the other day and
Jeremy.
it made me think about it. And I'm going like, oh crap.
Yeah, we're right here.
Commercials across the street, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
commercials across the street, we're GRB. What we're planning on taking is this area of GRB down here and turning that into commercial area.
Okay.
And then we will go up here and basically most of this section up here turns into GRB
Okay.
up here because it's
Gotcha.
mostly GRB regardless.
Mhm.
And then turns this area, instead of this light industrial over on this side here, is all turned into commercial.
Right,
And this area above here, which is our gateway park, if you will,
right.
that gets turned into P.
Okay.
And so this will have to go to the DLCD for approval. It
Yep.
has to be consistent with our comp plan of keeping the same number, kind of the same area.
Right,
but
if you take from here
You
and.
gotta,
put,
you gotta do something there.
shell
At the
game.
same time, the state of Oregon is absolutely not.
Hmm.
You know, the single residence, large lots is not something that they're
Yeah, they're
supporting at this time.
definitely-
So
yeah.
the direction of DLCD is to approve higher density
Mhm.
areas than approve lower density.
Right, no, that makes sense.
areas.
Okay.
So going to a medium density is probably something that will work just
Yeah,
fine.
they should be okay with it. Okay.
And I'm gonna talk to these folks here. This is North San Am Paving. They did present a plan to utilize this area.
Oh, okay.
He's actually constructed it as a GRA. I'm gonna ask him whether or not, we discussed it in planning commission as GRB.
Mhm,
If
right.
that's something that made sense, because since it was
Well,
approved for over here in Red
Yeah,
Hills.
that would be consistent.
And it might be conducive for him to do that. I'll find out if he would like it to change or not.
Okay, and we don't have the wetlands in the middle of the Red Hills marked as park at all?
No, we don't. This area here,
So it's a-
technically, it was designated as a park. I would just read it. We got a Freedom of Information Act, by the way, request for the
Oh.
house that's right here. I
Okay.
suspect it's probably not just that person,
Hmm.
or basically every single document we have on the Red Hills development.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So you can
Mhm.
imagine where that's going. But
Yep.
But in this block right here,
Mhm.
the open area.
Right.
So right now, what this is not showing is Shelby, which is right through the GRB,
Right.
okay? But this area here they asked us to make it a park.
Right.
And that's how we
Yep.
designated it. And it's not showing up here as that, but that's
Yeah,
what we
that's what it
designated
is.
as.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a wetland set aside.
Yeah.
Of course, the folks at the time said, oh, well, we don't see any reason why not to put anything in there, but at that particular point in time, the city said, okay, fine, it's a park. Whether it can be or not, I don't know.
Well, even a wetlands could be a park because if you had nature trails,
Sure, you can have some things. It just
doesn't have-
matters how much I
Right.
can.
it doesn't have to have
Mhm.
equipment.
I thought about putting a basketball court in there, but of course, the people told us at our outdoor meeting,
Mhm. Right.
they don't want me using Roundup either,
Yes, I remember that as well.
but yet they want all their weeds taken down.
So how else are we gonna deal with it?
Roundabout there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oops,
I don't have anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us up.
sounds good to me.
Okay.
September 11th, we really want to meet on 9/11.
So, let's see, we have
I don't have my,
one.
Did I
right
get the
here.
date wrong? Is it supposed to be the 12th?
September, it would be
Supposed to be
19th
I'm out of,
It's supposed to be the 9th.
for Economic Development Committee, third Thursday.
I must have been looking at the
I might
wrong.
be out of town that week.
Okay, 19. Okay.
Matter of fact, the Civil War is on September 14th.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And then
I'm all
there-
too familiar with that.
And so I know, the 15th through the 20th, I'm out of town.
Okay.
Well, I might not be. Well, it just depends if these forest fires ever slow down.
Right. Well, that's true. So. we'll
Because
see.
I have a planned, paid for spot
Mhm.
for that whole week. So
Right. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
All right. Good night.